It's hard to hate a woman who can't chew her own gingerbread. I saved her from the oven all those years ago. Death by fire would have been a calamity for the rest of us. Of course, she couldn't tolerate me in the house, so I slept in her wilderness for years to protect her. No, to watch her die. Well, that job is done. All that's left is to clean. I steal in her doorway, like she will come with rain in her fingertips, like she will scream at me for dawdling. She never once welcomed me. Even when I came to the door, a child in a red bramble-torn cloak, pursued by a savage furred terror, she sneered, "You should have sent the wolf to eat me. It would have been kinder." One must be of strong will to command magic. I light the sage to consume the magic she left behind. It's difficult for two strong wills to coexist, harder when one is learning the art. She hated teaching. She bragged of the worlds she'd slain, the princes she'd conquered, the dragon she'd seduced, before I made her an unwilling mother. The dust caking her books, the shelf of rotting potions, the filthy cauldron, all remind me of the broom striking my back, the foul taste of her ladle in my mouth, of the dark places she'd abandoned me. The pain sits in my belly like a rock, unforgiven, made small by newer memories. In the end, she was fragile as spun sugar, weak as broken teeth, and soft as wet dough. I never beat her or tested potions on her, and the only dark place she ever wandered was her own mind. Am I proud of myself for this, for not abusing an ancient crone? What minimum kindness she reduced me to. Am I ashamed of myself for this? For never taking my revenge? Questions she will never answer for me. Stooped over inside the black maw, I scraped the ancient and sticky residue in the oven. This oven hasn't been cleaned for decades. Not since a girl with more spine than me pushed... No, I mustn't be unkind to myself. Not when I won't be unkind to her and burn the whole damn house down. That girl had a brother. Another heart to protect. That girl wasn't alone with this confusing love for someone she hated. Or do I hate someone I loved? I can't tell. Not surrounded by the damp, sticky muck of her life. When the oven fire blazes clean, I burn the scraps of her life. The chocolate rotted in a bowl, the licorice glued to the page of a book. She'll never finish reading that book. Do I actually smell burning flesh? Or is that just her ghost? I scrubbed the chalky cauldron. It isn't fit to conjure soup. She hasn't been able to clean this terror for centuries, and she never trusted me to do the work. When the fresh water finally stays clean, I brew a potion to drink the magic. While it bubbles, I rest in her chair. The aroma of stale cookies fades into the clean scent of fresh ash. Soon the walls will only be wood. I breathe deeply to preserve that sweetness inside my lungs, already missing the saccharine tang of her air. Her lungs were never quite right after that other girl in the oven. I allowed the swans, as much a part of our order as the wolves and crows, to lead the children to safety with what treasure they deemed valuable. Did I not love the woman enough to seek vengeance on the innocents? Did I not hate her enough to let her die? Whatever my feelings, I peeled her out of the oven and saved her life. I bathed her in honey and pond scum until she was strong enough to slap me and tell me I was not welcome. I belonged in the woods with the other animals and not in her cottage. I didn't argue, and I left her alone. In the end, her gasping called me from my forests. I went to ease her passing, but when I found her sitting by the water, exhausting herself with breathing, she'd already eaten her own poisoned apple, self-sufficient to the end. She didn't have the teeth to break the skin, so she waited for it to rot and slurped up the mush. When the rattling croak of her breath stopped, her eyes were glazed and sweet. She never cursed me, but only because she never recognized me. That hurt far more than any beating. Her golden rings litter the table below the cloth-draped mirror, a lure for greedy crows and dutiful daughters. I gather the treasure, uninterested in the shine, respectful of their recovery. Such a vain old toad. Here's the powder to cover wrinkles. Here's the ointment for smooth skin. Here's a flaking paper with a recipe. No, a reminder. Go harvest lavender. Lavender wouldn't have prolonged her life, only soothed her lungs. But the lavender grows just outside her door. She used to grab handfuls from the window, gleefully flinging them into the cauldron. To need to harvest, to need a reminder. How mad was she at the end? How lonely? How lost? I catch her scent. Not in the perfume, in the mirror. Saying goodbye? No, not her. She's lying in wait. If I were clever, I'd catch her in my pocket mirror. If I were cautious, I'd light more sage. But I was never clever or cautious. I was bold. I tear the cloth away, confront the ghost. Her smile is honey. She reaches from the mirror to embrace me. I know it's a trap, but I sink into the softness of her arms one last time. She sinks her claws into my back. One last time. She means to trap my soul in the mirror, to crawl inside my body. Once she has my hands, she'll bake something sweet. She'll make something crunchy, because she will also have my teeth. That's all I am to her. Strong hands, good teeth. I'm disappointed. Disappointed in her. Disappointed that I still care what she thinks. Her ghost pushes at my heart. It's too hard for her to invade. You had to harvest your own lavender because you'd rather have me howl in the wilderness than tolerate me as your daughter. It's difficult for two strong wills to coexist, but I have learned my art, and she is dead. I love you, Baba, but you've taken all I'm willing to give. The scent of the ghost, carrot cake and candied plums, wafts away, dragged into the cauldron with the rest of the dead magic. My soul trembles. Relief? Grief? How should I know? She never taught me. There is freedom in death and longing in life. I will never visit her again. The tears only come now. I feel guilty. They should have come sooner. I feel resentful. They should never have come at all. She will give me no new hurts, no matter how hard I seek them. Hiya, I'm LJ.
And I'm Lane McLeod Jackson.
You're a troll.
What? I thought it was funny.
We're here to let you know you can also find us on Substack under
Paperback Productions.
Yep, this podcast and other goodies will be delivered right to your inbox if you subscribe.
So please support us.
Emotionally.
Financially.
Dramatically. See, I can be funny too.
Try to be professional, okay, babe? Thank you all for your support.